basically we have two types of span of management. So one is wider span of control and the other one is narrow span of control. So span of control means number of people reporting directly to a position. So till now we have learned that only. So how the manager can manage or can control the subordinates, how much number of people he can tackle. Okay, so the it means the number of people reporting directly to a position. So the position here is the manager or superior. It is said that control is efficient when number of subordinates reporting directly to a manager is small. Okay, it is a simple common sense because for example, maintaining 5 to 6 students in a class will be more easier than maintaining 100 students in a class. Okay, so this is a small example for this span of control. So likewise, manager also, he can manage very effectively when there are 1 to 2 subordinates, and it will be not much efficient if at all he is managing more number of subordinates, more than 5 or 6. Okay, like that. So if it is larger means supervision and control becomes loose because for example, as I said before, a class teacher can manage uh, 10 to 20 members. Okay, more than 20 members means, for example, if we take 100 members in a class means, then the control will become loose. Okay, she cannot manage 100 students in a class. Okay, if at all there are only 10 students or 20 students means, definitely she can identify each and every student, definitely she can recognize each and every student name also, their performance, etc. So control also will be there in 20 students. Likewise here, whenever if there are number of subordinates are more means, control becomes loose, like, and vice versa. Okay, so therefore there is no hard and fast rule as regard to span of control because there are many factors that influence the span as we studied before. Okay, so therefore there is no specific rules. Coming to wider span of control and narrow span of control. So what is wider span of supervision? So wide means few levels of supervision. It implies few levels of supervision. It results in flat organization. Under this required type of organizations, there are few levels and few supervisors are to perform the job of guiding and controlling for different activities. Since number of levels is less, there will be better communication between the workers and the management and better coordination. In this type of span, the executive or supervisor controls and guides the activities of subordinates directly under his control. Okay, so wider span means we have levels of management will be very less, 2 to 3. Likewise, okay, flat in the sense, in horizontal form it will be the organization setting will be in flat organization. Okay, that is, the horizontal organization can be named as flat organization. Okay, therefore wider span of supervision means flat organization, where we will see few levels and few supervisors only. Okay, where there are few levels and few supervisors means control will be more, guiding will be more. Okay, in this type of span, the executive or supervisor controls and guides activities of subordinates directly under his control. Wider span of supervision is favored where workers are competent and trained. We know that we have studied in factors. If at all the subordinates, okay, are very skilled persons, very competent persons, then the manager has no need to see, monitor, continuously monitor, or the presence of manager is not much available. Okay, so therefore here wider span supervision means it can be used, this type of supervision, wider span of supervision or wider span of control, can be used in the organizations where the workers are or the or the subordinates are more competent people, more potential people, okay, and well trained people, then if at all there is manager or no there is no manager's presence also, they are able to work effectively, okay. So wider span of supervision means basically we have to uh, remember that a flat organization, and few levels, few supervisors, and assumption is that subordinates are more competent people, they are more trained people, okay. And coming to what were the advantages and disadvantages of wider span of supervision. So first one, it is economical as few supervisors are required to supervise subordinates. In other words, it reduces the cost of supervision, okay. So here we are manager will be one person, but here so subordinates will be more number of subordinates, okay, even though levels are less, okay, but as I said before, it is a flat organization. Flat organization means it will be in horizontal way, not vertical way. So horizontal in the sense more number of organizations will be there in horizontal line, okay. So horizontal line will be more and the levels in vertical side the levels will be less, okay. So here as the subordinates are competent people, so supervision for an organization to incur investment or to incur cost on supervision will be reduced. Why? Because more number of managers are not required here, okay. So economically it is an advantage to the organization, okay. Since second one, since the number of levels is less, there will be better communication and better coordination between managers and levels, okay. We know that if at all there are more number of levels, more number of people involved in an activity means definitely it leads to some miscommunication or confusion. But whenever there is low number of people, okay, low number of levels, okay, then communication will be better and clear, okay. At the same time there will be good coordination between the managers, because here clear communication will be, effective communication can be seen, interaction will be seen, okay. So all these leads to good coordination between the managers and the levels of the organization, okay. And what is the third advantage means it provides more opportunities to subordinates to develop their talents. The managers cannot effectively supervise and guide a large number of subordinates, so they will have to think and decide for themselves in most cases. So we all know that in wider span of supervision, flat organization is maintained, only a minimum number of supervisors will be there. So it means he cannot see all the subordinates, okay. His presence cannot be expected everywhere in the organization. Therefore subordinates, it creates an opportunity for the subordinate to develop his talents, okay. Why? Because all the time the supervisor is not there to guide him, therefore he has to solve his problems, okay. He has to think and decide for themselves, okay. And disadvantages, what are the disadvantages? The quality of performance may suffer on account of ineffective control over large number of subordinates, as flat organization is having more number of subordinates, okay. So here then if when there are more number of subordinates but the supervisors are minimum only, okay, and this results in the quality of performance, okay. So quality of performance may be decreased, okay. Why? Because why it decreases means the control on subordinates is not that much effective, ineffective control is there here. So therefore ineffective control means here minimum number of managers or supervisors will be supervising these large number of subordinates, therefore control may be not that much, that maximum, okay. Now this is a disadvantage. Coming to next one, it needs managers of high caliber for whom high salaries have to be paid, so system is costly, okay. So even though managers are less in number, we have to pay more. Why? Because in order to tackle 100 students in a class, the teacher should be very capable, very competent. Okay, therefore she should be salaried more than ordinary person. Okay, likewise here manager needs more. If he is a caliber person, only he can tackle that much of a number of subordinates. Okay, therefore the pay should be high, and this incurs cost for the organization. And last one is lack of personal contact with managers kills the zeal and initiative of subordinates. Okay, so in every aspect, in every level of management, the subordinates should have a good personal contact with managers, because he has to know about the flaws in the work also. The experience of manager will be helpful for the subordinates in their work. Okay, so if at all there were any flaws in their work, they can clarify with the help of managers. Therefore every time there should be a personal contact with the managers. Then it will increases their initiative, subordinates initiative in the work, their zeal or enthusiasm in the work. Okay, but here there is no that type of personal contact with managers. Why? Because as it is a flat organization, as it is having more number of subordinates but minimum number of managers, so obviously we cannot expect more personal contact with each and every subordinate in the organization. Okay, so these are the disadvantages regarding wider span of supervision. Coming to narrow span of supervision. So narrow span of supervision results in tall or vertical organization. Previously it is wider span is considered as a flat. Okay, flat means horizontal. Okay, but now this is vertical. For example, top to down, it is known as vertical. Top level, middle level, lower level management. So that is known as vertical organization. Okay, so under this type of supervision, there are many levels and more supervisors are required to perform the job of guidance and control for different activities. Okay, so whenever there are increasing the levels, okay, then obviously if levels are increasing means the supervision should also increase. Okay, therefore narrow span of supervision means it is vertical type of organization where more levels are there. If at all there are more levels means definitely more supervision and guidance should be given there. Okay, and control also is more. Now following are the advantages. So what are the advantages? It facilitates personal contacts between managers and subordinates, because more number of supervisors, more number of managers are continuously monitoring these subordinates. Definitely there will be a personal contact with the managers by the subordinates. So definitely it will help the subordinates, it will assist the subordinates in the work performance. Okay, coming to second one, it facilitates high control and close supervision. Why? Because more levels of management can be seen here, more levels. So more levels means definitely we will see more number of managers also. If at all there are more number of managers means, so manager may get minimum number of subordinates. Okay, to control, to supervise. Therefore definitely we will see high control and close supervision, because if at all a manager has 2 to 3 members to supervise means definitely a high control, a close supervision will be there, rather than controlling 30 members or 50 members. Okay, likewise. And another one is, on account of less burden of supervision, the manager can spare more time for planning and other important problems. Okay, so less burden of supervision means the manager, he can spare other time, because why less burden for supervision means more managers are available for more number of subordinates. So here members, the subordinates will be lesser in number, then he can have more time, because only two to guiding or managing 3 to 4 members or 5 to 6 members is he is potential, he is capable to look over those number of people, and he will have more time. okay, then he can spare that time for planning or other important problems, okay. And the other one is the managerial efficiency will increase, okay. The manager can exercise better and effective supervision as number of subordinate is small, okay. So looking after 100 students, managing 100 students will be uh, more hectic, okay. But whenever the size is decreased, number is decreased, means definitely efficiency will be increased, okay. It develops, another one is it develops good human relations in the organization, okay. So more number of people having more number of relations, okay. If at all the relations are, as the relations are also increasing, human relations also, it also develops a good rapport between the individuals in the organization, okay. So another one is disadvantages. A narrow span of management has following disadvantages. It increases the cost of supervision as more managers are required to supervise and control subordinates, okay. 100 students are managed by one teacher means, okay. So the amount is maintained, okay. The amount is maintained to only one teacher, okay. The cost is incurred for only one teacher. But if at all those 100 students are divided into 25, 25, 25, 25 means, so 4 teachers have to be there, okay. So 4 pays we have to pay. Likewise here it increases the cost of supervision because more number of managers are required to supervise, okay. So it incurs some cost for the organization. Coming to second one, it renders communication and coordination difficult because of the increased number of management levels in the organization. Definitely if at all there are more number of levels of management means, so more confusion will be there, more miscommunication arises, okay. Due to lack of communication, lack of interaction, so it results in the lack of coordination, okay. So these are the disadvantages regarding the narrow span of supervision, okay. So this is about the concept of types of span of management or span of control or span of supervision, okay.